Oftentimes, our social experience is all over the board. And so really, when we think about the orientation of social experience, the orientation of social experience has to come back to something. There has to be some kind of a ground for that. What is it for you? Is it purposeful? You know, oftentimes our social environment, the social media especially, it's almost guttural reaction to whatever it is that we happen to see. Now, not everybody will post on those things, but some people do. They simply react to whatever's there. It's not thought out. It's not purposeful. We don't really look down the future and say, okay, should I do this? If so, this is why. If not, this is why not. We simply react. And if you want to go about your social experience in that way, that's going to bring about a variety of different circumstances. Many will not be positive. The more thoughtful we can become in the social experience, the more opportunity we're going to have to do what it is that we actually engage in that social experience for. Now, if the social experience is interactive, it's personal, okay? So not something that's on social media, but something that we have either face-to-face or we have a personal relationship with the people that we're associating with. If that's the social experience we're talking about, then oftentimes those are casual engagements. What are we doing that for? Well, often it's to build the relationship, it's to have fun, it's to be entertained. Those are often things that we do in a social environment. There really isn't a significant purpose in it outside of that. That is absolutely what it's for. When we engage in that type of social experience, often our expectations are set in such a way that the social experience is simply something that occurs. If it occurs, it was great. And that's really the purpose of it, which is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What happens is, the more life takes over, the more constricting life becomes. If our private experience is so overwhelming that we can't deal, then we absolutely don't want to go into the social realm, right? If our personal experience is so consuming, then we don't have time for the social experience in as many ways. That social area is the area of life that can most diminish. It's not necessarily a bad thing to have a diminishing social experience as long as the other experiences that we're having are growing and enriching. If the private and personal experiences are so consuming that we don't want to engage in the social, not that we don't have time, not that we don't have interest, we simply don't want to because it's going to be too painful to do so, that's problematic. Then we need to focus on the private, we need to focus on the personal long enough to get those things, situations taken care of, right? We don't want those to be burdensome to us. The social experience is something that should be contributing to either our welfare or the welfare of others, or both. Ultimately, that is the purpose of the social experience. That's what we want to have happen. So it's my hope that your social experiences are that for you, and that our lives generally are more enriched when our social experience is actually purposeful. Thank you so much for joining me on the Primacy Podcast. I'll see you next time.